Hey guys, I am feeling so fucking frustrated today. I was just in this line at a convenience store and it was taking a long time, and I was just feeling so angry about it. And of course, I was being conscious of the anger, knowing it wasn't really about the convenience store line, but noticing it was actually just a reflection of how upset I feel within. And it's been one of those frustrating days for me, where I had all this really good energy I wanted to share, and I went to make a video, and I made this like 26-minute long video for you guys today. But as I went to post it, something just felt off about it. And it wasn't the kind of off where the inner critic came up and said, oh, you could have said that better, or, oh, your energy wasn't right. It was the kind of off where I just didn't feel that good after making it in my heart. And almost every video you see that I post, I feel better after making it. I feel lighter. I feel more liberated. And in this one today was, everything I said was, fit whatever requirements of good you have, or that I have for myself. I mean, what I said was fine and all that. It was just something about it, and I realized, I did the thing where I went around what was real for me in the moment to try to make a video. And it just felt off, and my heart doesn't like when I do that. Now, when my heart's wide open and I'm not going through much, I can talk about anything. My heart's just like, yeah, let's teach about anything, right? That's when I'll usually make an energy update video or answer a question. But when my heart is going through something and I don't stay with what's real, I don't know. There feels like something off about it, and yeah, I didn't feel better after making the video, or I didn't feel lighter. And so yeah, it's and it was so frustrating because I had all this energy for it, and I feel like I just kind of, just used so much energy for it, right? And it was just like, and I tried to make another video, and I just was too tired, and I was just too exhausted to make another one. And I was just so angry. And I've been feeling that anger in my body, right? And some days are like that as a creator. Whatever you're trying to create, where you just can't, it's like a surfer, you just can't catch the wave that day. And you just keep fucking crashing, or maybe the great waves are coming, or maybe there's like no waves coming in, or maybe the waves are coming in and you just can't ride it, you just can't catch it. And that was the case for me. There was so much energy to share. There was so much enthusiasm and inspiration, but I just couldn't, for whatever reason today, catch the wave. But it wasn't a wasted day, and that's what I want to share about too. It's like sometimes we have these days as creative people, where maybe we have the energy and we just can't figure out how to let it flow, or maybe we just don't even have the energy or whatever. And if you're like that surfer, it's not a wasted day if you show up though for your gift, for your craft. Like me going through what I went through today, it helped me get way more refined. I learned something about myself, about my art, because I tried, because I gave my best effort. And I wouldn't have learned what I learned in the way I learned it so deeply if I didn't at least try. And so the important thing isn't that the surfer rides waves 10 out of 10 every day. The important thing is the surfer gets on a surfboard every day, right? That he goes out into the ocean and that he gives his best effort. And honestly, the rest is up to God. Sometimes, I'm sure, for the surfer, that it's super easy and it's just a flow all day, and it's just, wow, wave after wave. And it's just a beautiful rhythm. Now, I can relate to that too. Some days it's just easy to make a video. They just flow. I can't even help it. It's just it's effortless. But those days don't exist if we're not going out and eating shit. like on a pretty regular basis too. It's the days where you go out and eat shit that you actually learn the most, that create, like I said, the days that are easy. It's like me kind of eating shit in a 26-minute video and then trying again and again and again. It's like an attuning process. So it's important that you guys go eat shit when it comes to like creating stuff. It's important you go fail. That you go kind of, crash, if you will. In whatever your medium is. Because you learn through that. It's like I learned even deeper today. It's like, oh yeah, when I'm going through something in my heart or anything, it's so important that I stay with that experience directly and I speak from there, because that's the aliveness. That gives you guys an actual experience, right? Of healing. Because as I heal, we all heal. Whereas if I'm just talking around the wound that's up, trying to give you information, which is what today's video was, I don't know, what is that doing? Maybe it helps. I'm not saying it's harming anything, but it just, yeah. It didn't feel in my heart like a true, like, no, that's not the one. But it led me to some deep revelations about how this works, about how to, surrender to the process of what wants to flow through me. And so that's what the days that are difficult do. They help you surrender. They help you see the places you're trying to control it. You're trying to make it be a certain way. It helps show you the days you suck, or the days you just can't catch the wave. It shows you all the ways you're kind of getting in the way of how the divine wants to move through you. It shows you the ways you're bringing your own egoic agenda to this whole thing, where that egoic agenda, it just causes things to not be as pure as they want to be. And so, yeah, I just wanted to make this video just to kind of share, like, some days are like this. Some days are just, you just try and fail and try and fail and try and fail. And I want to reiterate, these days are not a waste. It's like some of these days are some of the most important days you'll have as a creator. Because they help you, like I said, all these parts of you that want to control the art, that want to control the flow of energy, and all, they just fall away. And these days help you surrender into the flow again. But it's important that you show up. That's the important thing. The important thing isn't what happens. It's not that. The important thing, if you make videos, isn't that you make your best video every day, or if you write, that you write your best, book or whatever. The important thing is that you just show up for your craft. It's like if you owned a store that sold shoes or something. You might be open 7 days a week, right? But you might only make sales 3 or 4 or 5 of those days. Like, all of your sales might come from 2 of the days you were open, but you still needed to be open every day, or at least 5 days a week or 6 days, or you get the point. There will be some days that not many people will walk in and buy shoes. But the important thing was you were open. Like, your shop was open that day. And that's the same thing with if you want to create a life, sharing your gifts. So you just got to show up for your gifts consistently. It doesn't mean you're going to produce great work consistently. You might, and you probably will. Over time, you'll probably produce really good work more and more consistently if you continue to show up. But you leave that to God. God will work that out for you. God will show you the way, as long as you continue to show up. You will, because it's in the showing up for your gifts that you learn the lessons you need to learn. Like today, I learned a lesson I've learned 1,000 times, but I needed to learn it 1,001 times. The lesson of, you got to stay with your direct experience. when you're going through something, because that's the alchemy. This channel's about alchemy. It's about transformation. It's about bringing darkness to light. And this is just my way, my path, how I move with energy, with the light, with my creative forces, with my creative gifts, right? And showing up will show you your own way. The way that I've sort of surrendered into, this way that's kind of discovered me, or that I've discovered, this is a product of me showing up, of making however many hundreds of videos I've made. Because all of those videos have led to more of a refined, way of me creating. It's like all of the videos I've made, it's just like my craft becomes more and more refined. Each video I'm learning. And through the whole journey, I'll probably shoot a lot of videos that I'm like, well, nowhere near my best. But like I said, it's those videos that create the capacity for me to even have the really good ones that come through. And from one sense, they're all really good and they're all perfect and they're all, none are better than the others, from that level. Like from an absolute level. Because it's all just kind of one video. If you go back and look at my whole, it's like one long video. Our life is just one long moment, right? So we want to be careful when we're saying this one and is that and that one's this. It's like, actually, they're all exactly what they need to be. So yeah, I just had some anger in me today and some frustration, and I just want to share that's a part of this path. You're gonna fucking feel angry sometimes when you're living a life that's committed and devoted to giving your gifts. Some days it's just not gonna fucking work like you thought it would. Some days you're gonna burn so much energy some days. You're gonna, I had 26-minute videos, so much energy coming through, right? But and you're gonna feel tempted to say, like, maybe you paint this whole picture, or you play this whole song or whatever, and it's just at the end you're like, damn it, it's not it. Know that energy was not wasted. It's still leading to something beautiful. You're still on the right track. You did everything perfect. It's just some days are just like that. So whenever you're showing up for your gift, no matter the results or the outcomes that are being generated, know that it's time well spent, and there's really nothing else better that you could have been using that time for. Truly. Even if you consider the day a failure, or you get really angry like I was today. It's like in the gas station. I don't ever really get mad at being in the line. I always, if I'm attuned and everything, I'm like, oh, this is a nice chance to connect to peace and meditate. Every moment's essentially the same, no matter if you're waiting in line or getting what you really want. You're still just one with God. And today I was so angry. And I was just like, I really want to share with my family, with my soul family, with my community, that, hey, this is part of this path. Sometimes we just have frustrating days. And the thing is, you just keep going forward. And know if you're feeling frustrated or you're feeling angry, you're evolving. If you're showing up for your gifts and it's just not working out, and you're it's so angry, and you're like, what the heck, what the fuck? You're evolving, you're growing. This is you have to go through these days. You have to. And I'm gonna have more days like today. These days don't end. They come back when they need to help us surrender. To help us get out of the way. But they don't happen if we're not showing up, right? These really beautiful days, they don't feel beautiful, but these days where so much good is happening through their anger and the frustration we're feeling, these days don't get to happen if we're not showing up consistently. And if you're still in the healing part of your journey, amen. Don't worry about this. But if your gifts are calling to you, and we're always in the healing part of the journey, but we can start to feel when the divine is waking up within us and asking us to share our gifts, right? We can start to feel that when that phase, you could say, starts birthing within us. It's like, listen to your heart and keep showing up. It's not going to be easy, but it's always worth it. And like I said, it's time well spent, no matter what. You could draw the worst picture. If you're an artist, you could draw the worst picture ever. But if you showed up and you tried your best and your gift is drawing, hats off to you. Pat yourself on the back. Fucking great day. Fucking great day. All right, that's it. Thank you to all of my producers who will be showing up on the screen here. I love doing that. Yeah, your support really means a lot to me. Yeah, thank you for making this possible. If you would like to become a producer, I will leave a link in my description box and in the comments. It would be such an honor for you to help produce this show, these videos. Starting to call it a show, which is kind of fun. But yeah, if you want to support the show, becoming a producer is a great way to do that. And thank you to all of my associate producers as well. Really means a lot for you guys contributing. Yeah, to help me. Yeah, it just supports me. Helps me eat food and get an Airbnb when I am lucky enough to do that. Puts gas in the car, all that good stuff. All right, so much love to you guys. See you in the next one. Namaste.